On January 16, 2019, Aurora Airlines Flight 117 departed Reykjavik, Iceland, bound for Toronto, Canada. It was a routine transatlantic flight, 226 passengers, clear weather, and an experienced crew led by Captain Daniel Keller, a 48-year-old pilot with more than 20 years of service. At 7:42 Greenwich Mean Time, the aircraft's transponder sent its final position update over the North Atlantic. Then, without a distress call or radar warning, the flight vanished from every tracking system. Search teams mobilized instantly, believing it to be a tragic accident, perhaps a sudden mechanical failure or explosion. But no debris appeared. No distress signal. No floating wreckage. Not even an oil slick. The world watched as Aurora 117 disappeared into silence. The vanishing of Aurora 117 became one of the most baffling aviation mysteries of the decade. In an age of advanced satellites and global radar coverage, the idea that a modern aircraft could disappear without a trace felt impossible. Families demanded answers, aviation experts debated endlessly on news panels, and the public was haunted by a single question. How can a plane just vanish in 2019? What began as an isolated tragedy soon challenged the entire foundation of modern flight safety, exposing vulnerabilities that few knew existed. For weeks, international rescue teams searched the Atlantic, but the ocean kept its silence. Then, 6 weeks later, a Swedish satellite analyst discovered anomalous signals, faint pings, in data logs from a private satellite network. These signals indicated an aircraft traveling hundreds of miles off its planned route, veering north toward the Greenland ice shelf. Military radar from Greenland confirmed the anomaly. An unidentified jet had flown through restricted Arctic airspace at low altitude the same night Aurora 117 disappeared. Months later, when the ice began to melt, survey drones captured glints of metal beneath the ice. Fragments later confirmed to be from Aurora 117's fuselage. But something didn't add up. The damage was clean, controlled, not consistent with a high-impact crash. The aircraft hadn't exploded midair. It looked as though it had landed, and then vanished beneath the ice. Investigators turned to the man at the controls, Captain Daniel Keller. Respected, calm, and by all accounts, devoted to his work. But hidden on his personal computer were encrypted files, flight simulations plotting emergency landings in Arctic terrain. One route matched Aurora 117's final path exactly. The discovery raised an unsettling possibility. Had Keller planned the diversion? And if so, why? Further digging revealed encrypted emails linking him to a controversial research organization, Arctic Nexus, a private consortium accused of illegal drilling in the polar region. The theory emerged that Aurora Flight 117 was secretly transporting sensitive materials related to those operations. When investigators examined the plane's last transmission logs, they found evidence of a remote override signal, a command sent to the autopilot system from a satellite belonging to Arctic Nexus. Someone had taken control of the aircraft. Whether Keller was complicit, coerced, or silenced, no one could prove. The official report called it an unrecoverable crash due to unknown system failure. But few believed that explanation. Independent researchers insisted that the aircraft likely made a controlled landing on the Greenland ice shelf, and that the wreck now lies entombed beneath hundreds of meters of glacial ice, along with its passengers and the truth. In 2024, a mapping drone detected a large metallic object deep below the surface near the suspected coordinates. Recovery, however, was declared impossible. The discovery reignited the haunting question. Was Aurora Flight 117 a tragic accident, or a cover-up buried in the Arctic? No conclusive answers ever surfaced. Only the eerie certainty that, in a world wired by satellites and surveillance, some disappearances are not accidents, but orchestrated vanishing acts. And as the ice continues to shift and the signals fade, the secret of Aurora Flight 117 remains sealed in the silence of the North.